We got Chilpus over on the team too, with the Light Messiah waiting his turn. Nagatoro going to be first up versus Speed. A little bit of an honor duel between the two, walking in front of each other for a little bit of a bow. I like that kind of stuff. For Nagatoro, at least to give himself a second here to assess what the rogue is. Arcane Orb almost connects. Cheeky little orb. Speed does get to avoid it with a knockback. Perfect shadow sip to get back right on the platform. Getting a shot onto Nagatoro. Does have ult of time, so it should be okay. Speed knows right now any damage he does to the mage, nothing is going to be able to hurt him. Arcanosphere, try to see if he can get himself an angle. Almost connects with Speed, so close. Oh my goodness. As the mage trying to see if he can catch the rogue, but the auto attacks to the boxes. I hate that kind of thing though. I hate that rogues can auto attack through boxes. I also don't like how paladins can Wake of Ashes through pillars and stuff. I really don't like this kind of thing, man. I guess Ferals technically can do that too, because they also have a little bit extra range if they play a Boomy Affinity, right? Yet another Shadow Step, catch himself back up. But it's going to be a knockup by Nagatoro, but he's kind of in a bad situation. Might be an Icebox moment. Does go in for the block, and Speed is going to be able to get himself a quick reset. Man, rogues are even more, I feel like they are even more, just a little bit more deadly than before. As you can see, Speed, like, he's not really playing like what Griff can normally likes to play, which is like hit and run, back away, wait until cooldowns are back. Speed is just going for shadow strikes and just gotta stay in there a lot of the times, right? A lot of the time. Sheep Shot sees the blink out of the mage. He knows the mage can back blink afterwards. Not gonna go chasing after him. He's got himself boxes, so he can maybe get himself a bit of a reset. Nagatoro trying to see if he can catch him while out in the open. Is gonna be able to back blink, hoping that rogue maybe stays on him. Well, at some point you need to go for big go. Maybe get some kind of CC onto Speed. If you have Fire Breath, if you can connect with that one, I think it'll be golden. That's gonna be a big back blink as Speed is just blinking back and forth. Boris actually did use one of his Vanish Shadow Strikes in order to get back over there. Knockback, knock up for Nagatoro. Will have to go for his actual big go at some point in the future. Have himself burst, have himself range damage, touch the magic, potentially lots of damage right now. Speed trying to catch up to him. A lot of mobility for a good chance here. With an ulti time available, Nagatoro trying to make sure they're going to be a-okay. Cloak of Shadows for the rogue. He's one big defensive that can deal with magic damage. For the mage, not in a fantastic spot. Needs something right now. Might be in a lot of trouble. Just one more visitor away. Speed does end up chipping away into the mage little by little. Stun, doesn't she just save you right now? She does not. A Light Messiah does end up smiting him down. Sometimes she did at least did proc, but then it did nothing. At least it procced. So you know what? It's better than when it just doesn't proc and you die, because we've seen that happen to rogues too many times. And the just taking the momentum with the paladin onto tier with a bubble right after tier does dive into restealth. Light Messiah was running top of him for just a second though. If only he had enough holy power in order to get himself the Divine Storm to AoE the rogue out in the open, or a Wake of Ashes just to swipe him out in the out into the light. But he does get to get himself a bit of a reset sap. Light Messiah no longer with wings for a little bit, does have a blessing of protection. And if he can go and mosey over to the eye, if he bops, pick up the eye, that denies the rogue a vanish, that gives you at least 10 seconds of just absolute immunity. Next stun, in case Tyr goes in, he does have himself the blessing of Saint. The Tyr is just gonna back up a little bit blind as soon as the rogue goes in for a Shadow Strike. Blessing of protection right afterwards. Tyr could always escape this. Light Messiah does catch him with stun. No more trinket available. Maybe the paladin has someone to work with here. That is for wings available. Wake of Ashes right afterwards. Tyr try to see if he can survive this. Evasion's available. Does not go for vanish yet. Has himself a cloak in case he needs to sip pick up, and a cloak is gonna proc as to get super low. By the way, Spore Cloak did get nerfed, so you guys running Spore Cloak, it's not going to be nearly as a big old like savior of an ability. I guess it's better than nothing when it comes to defensive embellishments, but man, you might just have to be looking for offensive embellishments instead. That or go with the neck, which has a 3-minute bubble thing on it. It doesn't proc when you get low, but it's something you can activate before you get hit with a big hit at the very least, and it does still give you a bit of a shield. It is pretty good altogether, all things considered. Secret technique, Light Messiah had himself a wall to dampen the damage. Stun available. Does he have damage? Tyr, because he's out in the open. Wake of Ashes doing a number. Could always find an escape. Cloak of Shadows for the rogue. Looking to maybe get himself out of this situation. Got himself sipping up. Does not get to really escape. The Light Messiah will easily have to burn a blind together with a sprint just to make sure he can break that distance. Light no longer has any more immunities. He's got himself the Blessing of Saint. So if he can somehow find an opportunity to get a Blessing of Saint before a stun, he'll be golden. Nothing the rogue can do to lock him down. All he will be able to do at that point is just go in for raw damage. Especially if Tyr opens up with like a Shadow Strike, hit yourself with Blessing of Saint, stuns are basically going to be useless. You can actually have a go. The rogue does wait long enough in the duel to get himself advantage back up, so he does have himself Get another reset. Shadow Strike immediately. Light catches him with a stun. Full wings at the ready. If you have himself blessing a Sank, the next stun for Rogue is not going to do anything. Try to go for Searing Glare. Next Kidder Shot does nothing. This is where the Rogue cannot really stop him at all. I think he's trying to see if he can get some kind of a go, but the Rogue needs to go for a Vanish. Finally gets himself a cheap shot. Trying to go for a bit of damage himself. Rogue is at no help whatsoever. Light Messiah does go for a wall here. Tyr needs to get the hell out of this situation. Does go for the gouge. Where's the advantage? He doesn't like pressing Vanish. Is apparently Smoke Bomb. He can still get caught out in the open. That's going to be Crusade. Still, Restealth doesn't do anything. Vanish might need to come out. Got himself Simpy. And apparently Simpy maybe with Warlock Council is just enough to keep himself just enough alive. Like the Messiah does have himself 40 seconds on the bubble, but nothing available right now. Maybe Human Racial. Tyr, but at this point, should have a trinket back up. It's hard to track. Like trinkets, don't even worry about trinkets at the bottom left or left hand side and the right hand side of the what is it, the uniframes, by the way. It does nothing. Apparently they're not really tracking, so I'm kind of guessing where the trinkets are, chat. I'm actually guessing. Light cannot sit down to get himself 80 food. That's just Tyr sapping over and over and over through the DR. Stun. There's going to be immediate trinket. Light with a human racial of his own. At least that is a human racial being used there. As the cold blood comes out, Shield of Minutes up for Light Messiah to deal with the secret technique. But Tyr going in for a reset by the looks of it. He definitely plays this a little differently than Speed. Not as aggressive. More focused on them resets. For Light though, he does get the bubble. If Light can get over to the other side of the eyes, if that spawns back up, and if he picks up eyes, presses bubble, Tyr cannot vanish out of this one. So Light may just have to do what Light Messiah, not Light Messiah, Holy Saya. Wait, you're Light Messiah on a name, and we got Holy Saya on EU. What Holy Saya does on EU, he picks up immunity, wait, pops immunity, picks up the eyes immediately. Rogue tries to like, oh, he just popped bubble or bop. I guess I'm gonna vanish so I don't take any damage. But then you can just see him through the vanish with the eyes anyway. He might just have to take a page out of his book and try that strat. Got himself blessing a Sake for the stun. It does nothing. These stuns are so short. It's full stun on Tyr though. He cannot really escape unless he goes in for a full vanish. Might be an opportunity to get some cooldowns out of the Rogue. Evasion's available. Got himself secret technique. Wake of Ashes out for Light. Blind on Tyr. Trying to go for Searing Glare. As long as he doesn't get interrupted, he'll have access to his bubble. Cloak Shot is for Tyr as he's rolling right through all of his defenses. Yeah, Evasion does not get put on cooldown anymore. Judgments are flying in every direction. I don't know if Tyr has himself a dot or not. I think his escape scot-free. You're just gonna have to wait until the next kind of reset. Are the eyes available? The eyes should be coming back up little by little though. For Tyr though, he's got nothing. No evasion. I don't think he has a trinket anymore. No cloak for sure. No vanish for sure. But we'll just have to wait and see. Light, they're getting sapped up back to back. Can't really sit down to sit and eat food or anything. 7 minutes into the duel, dampen is getting quite high. Even Tyr is not really going to be able to have that much recovery without Sipic up. For Light though, it is also getting kind of rough, but he at least has immunity with a second one on the horizon in 20 seconds, as well as a Shield of Vengeance in like 18 seconds. Does catch Tyr. I don't know what caught him out of stealth, but it's going to be a trinket. Does actually have an out for this one. Probably should be an out for Light Messiah at this point too with a normal trinket. Does go in for the Blessing of Saint. Maybe we'll need to use the defensive. Blind for Tyr. Maybe Light this way he does something. He needs to find a way to get in combat with the Rogue as soon as possible. The Rogue looking to catch a reset. I don't know if Light can catch him. That does give the Rogue another opportunity to have himself another go. I don't know if Light had a trinket for this one. Or maybe this way you would just use immunity just to finish off the Rogue. Because now in 20 seconds, Tyr gotta vanish. Light needs to find a way to end this duel right now, or the Rogue gives himself at least another reset. Oh no, dude, Tyr, I forget that that's how he plays. He plays very similar to Grifka. Very, very similar to Grifka. Very much like, I'm just gonna re-stealth and reset and extend the game for 20 hours. Blessing of Protection for Light, though, stun to Tyr, does have advantage back up. So if Light does not pick up any eyes, Tyr has himself an easy escape. Blind, Searing Glare, he can't really respond. Tyr, does he stake around? No, he goes in for advantage. The question is, does Light play any damage over time for his Paladin? Like, if you play do you play Experg, or do you play the Dot from Wake of Ashes? He does not. So for Tyr, this is at least an easy escape. I don't know what takes him out of stealth though. But the more of that can happen for Light, the better. Somehow Tyr was not able to catch a restealth. I'm not even sure what's happening. Light is able to break out of the stun very quickly. Shield of Vengeance proccing back on the Tyr, trying to go for big Wake of Ashes to counter the secret technique. Evasion now for the Rogue, stun to follow. I think this is where Light may just have him. Possibly. No cheat death for the Rogue. That took us a while, dampening quite high, so no more healing available for either one on either of the teams, as we still got 3 over on the team 1. And then 3 over on team 2, 4 on team 2 actually. Was it just Light Messiah and the Mage? The only ones that get to play so far? I think it was, right? That was a long one. Bar is going to be up next versus Light. Light immediately with a bubble. This way, if you just survive a little bit here, you will be A-okay. Trying to see if you can play around Crusade. Might need a bubble right now. Super, super low on health. Devilation using immunity stun. Mania wants to break out of it. Doesn't break out of it. Light, there's nothing he can do. Bars doesn't have taken about with chill pills. I think going to be up next by the looks of it. Bar needs to find a way to recover as much health as possible. Knows this idea putting. He can't really do much in terms of recovery. So this is where Chills is going to probably be able to get himself an easy kill. Try to go for the execute, does get the execute, and does take him out. Those executes are just so brutal now. With your old news going to be up next, man, that is unfortunate. I really wanted Bar to have a proper chance there, but man, Light Messiah was not going to go out without a fight. He was going to make sure that man was going to get at least super, super low, if not completely dead. I feel like Light Messiah, after fighting a rogue for like what felt like 20 minutes, which probably was just 10, but it feels like 20. He's probably like, all right, I'm ready to actually play. I'm ready to actually do stuff. Chilpa's grippy head, gripping every ghoul and every monstrosity into himself. Got himself a Lichborn in order to give a bit more healing while, oh, the Execute Brock and all news. The Reaper is back as the Death Reaper himself is walking amongst us again with a Reflect. I'm psychotic and no health. What is happening? I'm sorry, what? I am sorry. What is going on? Oh, there it is. Yo, Chills did say that, you know what, Calling Shadows and Reaper are both actually pretty strong. You might want to see this whenever I join those next time. That was a Reaper. I told you. I want to see that again. Need two people on the other Rogan Pally. Okay, invite. I can help. Yo, boys, we got some bodies. We got some free spaces available in Team Speed. If you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome to. I'll get a list and just... Oh.